Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have some juicy new leaks from Illuvium gameplay in the Endless Battle Survival mode. This is just a bit of a display. This is what's going to be actually available in the first closed beta. So a bit of an insight into what will be dropping in that. Looking really clean. I just love this stuff. The other thing is, if you're around when they drop this, they always do either at here or at everyone in the Discord in the leaks section when they do post these. And even if you're not there, normally after big ones like this, either Aaron or Ben, who's in the game development team, or Grant as well, they all sort of float around in the Character Leaks discussion page on Discord. And if you have any questions and stuff, they're normally pretty active there after these type of leaks and discussing. I wasn't there at the time, so I've just gone and read through it all. Really good transparency, talking about all the different stuff to do with these leaks. So really good if you're around at the time to go have a look. And even if you're not, jump into the Discord, you can have a look and get some more information on this stuff. But what I'm going to do now is I'll just play this one main leak. There have been a lot of other leaks, but I'll probably do them in another video talking about some other stuff. I just wanted to narrow down on the gameplay of this one because, you know, we all want to see gameplay, and this is looking really good and really promising. So I'll play the clip first, and then we'll go into another little clip, and then I'll have a chat about what I see in this and just what's going on. So let's get into it. Okay, so really solid. Let's just jump into it, have a play. We can see, I think the UI actually looks fairly clean. The things I want to notice is they have started refining some of the energy costs of different alluvials. You can see the Scoriox, they're going to cost 90 energy to deploy. And then as we go through, we can see more. You do see, so there's a few things, and keep in mind, all this stuff is to be taken with a massive grain of salt because, you know, they're still refining how everything will work. But the one thing you do notice on the left-hand side, this is Aaron's team, Aaron's account that they're doing it on, I'm guessing. But you can see your different affinity and class bonuses that you're racking up over on the left-hand side as you place units. The next thing I want to note is that it does have the 1 of 8 down here, so it looks like placeholder of 8 alluvials on the battlefield. Looks to be the limit at the moment. What else can we see when we look at this? So obviously, you can see the tier of the alluvials. Something that I want to note is that we have spoken about how, you know, energy costs will change as you go. So if we look over here, we can see the Archos is 40. I'm probably butchering. I suck at names in games, just deal with me. But he's going to be a 40 energy deployment. The energy is very small and hard to read, but you can see it there. Whereas the Archie is going to be, is that a 30. My eyes couldn't even read it from here. He's going to be a 30 energy. So that is something that I'm really liking about the game, is that when you look at it, like, there will be uses for first stage, second stage, third stage, you know, alluvials in there. And as we go back over here, let's just rewind it back a little bit to here. I don't think, wait, let's have a look. I'm just going to pause it quickly and just double check something. So as you can see here, we're starting with 125 energy. Now, I don't know with energy, it may be a thing, and it looks like here we can only deploy, like in this survival mode, you can see like there's a maximum of 8 characters by the looks of it, but it looks like in this stage, you can only deploy 2. So obviously going to be placeholders and stuff like that. We are in wave 1 up the top that you can see. And the energy down the bottom left here, you can see we got 125 energy, and then we place the Scoriox, who is going to cost 90, which is going to leave us with the 35 energy. So it's going to be fairly balanced in what you can deploy. And I'm assuming in this mode, as you go up higher, you'll probably get to deploy more and more alluvials and stuff like that, have higher energy. We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, the beta will show us that. We've got 20 cards in the deck at the moment, and we are building. So as you can see, we're going across, scrolling through. We're going to pick up, I can't remember which one we do. We do a healer, I think, don't we? Do we do the birdie? Do we do the birdie? I've only watched it a few times. That's right. There we go. So we go ahead and drop that Archie, and now we're going to go into combat. The other thing that I want to note is, I've spoken about this with Aaron before, that I really do like is their hex system. So when you look at a lot of auto battlers, teamfight tactics, any auto battler game, they're normally like a fixed hex size that you can drop your character into, and every character has the same hex size. What I love about this one is you can see how like minute they've made every individual hex, and then each character is a set amount of hexes wide, like size themselves. So obviously the Archie is going to be less size than the Scoriox, but they just use those small hexes to actually place it, which is when we talk about the way the game and the engine is run, is that once you place all the alluvials, there's no RNG in the game behind like crits or random effects. It's all fixed, so it's more strategic, but then like you're never going to really get 2 battles exactly the same ever, because to get the exact same placements with such a small size board is going to be incredibly hard. But this is what the game allows us to do, is that, you know, all these battles, because it's like once you've got every character on the board and in their positions, the game can then calculate what's going to happen, which then allows us to, even if you have a potato PC that can't really process much, you can re-render that in super high quality. It might just take you longer to render it. So you can render replays. The actual live action of playing is going to depend on your PC's quality, but the re-rendering is going to be able to get anyone to have really good quality footage of their battles. But let's just jump into it a bit further. And as we get into the battle, so as we can see here, the one thing that I wanted to note was that the Archie is starting with some energy. I don't know if that's a passive on his own abilities, or whether that's, I wanted to say like maybe energy carries over wave to wave, maybe energy and HP. We'll find all that out with the closed beta. But yeah, he does start off with a little bit, so I'm assuming that might be a passive on his side. And as you can see, we go in and start attacking. Now, the other thing that I want to note is when we look at the bars, we've got the health bars there. We've got the energy bar, which is basically, I don't know what they call it, energy, mana, whatever you call it. When you get it to max, you use your ultimate ability. And then we have these yellow circles. Now, those yellow, like, you know, I don't know, borders on the left-hand side. Now, what they're going to be is I forgot what they call it. I think it's like the berserk meter. So when you're attacking someone that you have an advantage against, you're going to get added effects. So if you have a affinity bonus, affinity advantage, you'll get like extra damage, say. And if you have a class advantage, you might have like extra effects or something like that. So there's going to be that sort of thing. How it exactly will work, we'll have to flush out. Obviously, we don't have enough information yet, but that's basically what it is. And you can see the abilities. So honestly, the snail, like animations look super clean on that snail. Everything looks really clean. I really do like it. I like for this survival mode how it's sort of like, because it's meant to be a simulation, like those enemies aren't actual alluvials. They're like simulations, like almost like hologram type things that you're fighting, is like sort of the lore behind it, as I understand. And they just sort of get sucked up into the corners of the battlefield as like that projection that they are. I think that's really well done, adding to the immersion there. But one of the things that I love the most is if we look at the snail at the back here, the baby snail has got the greatest animations that I've ever seen. So wait for it here. We're going to jump in and go to there, put the Ramphy in, and let's just wait and see. So then you always get your placements. You know, you just want to keep yourself back, yada, yada, yada. And here we go. I just think it all looks really clean. I just think the presentation, the movable camera, it's all super clean. Sorry, just had to cut for a sec. The kids are out there losing their shit. So just went and sorted that out. But yeah, that's pretty much all we get to. Look at the snail. The snail is savage. it's actually like it's crazy how cool that stage 1 snail looks. But that is going to be that one, and as you can see, you're going to get through the different stages and the different scores and things like that. The one thing that I wanted to note is when I spoke at the start about, you know, why Archie had like the extra energy, I thought about like carrying health over. But if we look at the Scoriox here where he finishes health wise, and then in the next round he starts with full health, so it looks like everything's going to be restored, and it does look like that is like an Archie passive to be starting with the energy. But then the Ramphie has it too, so I don't know whether that's a bug or something. We will wait and see. That'll all be obviously obvious once we get the game and we actually read everything in it. But anyway, the one other thing that I wanted to show you guys was this one here, which is just like sort of some enhanced tile features and some extra graphics that are going to be displayed. This is obviously in the acid pools type 1, so you can have the different colors, but they're going to advance sort of like the aesthetics of all the tiles and all that stuff. But hey, pretty good for now. I was really happy to see that leak. Combat looking really clean. It looks fairly smooth. Obviously we didn't have a hell of a lot on the board, but none of the movements look too clunky and stuff. And if you look at this, like the stage 3 snail at the top here, like just those animations and stuff look wicked as well. Just the idle animations, the abilities, everything looking super clean and actually looks really functional. I like the UI. Some things are a bit small to read, so I think if they increase the size on a few things, it'll be really good. But obviously, you know, I'd kind of like to see movement speeds increased, but you know, that's just sort of a balancing thing as you go. That other scene sort of creeping up was a bit slow, but I guess it does add balance to it, meaning if you're at range, you know, you've got that time before they advance onto you. But all in all, it's looking really clean. I'm really excited for it. Can't wait to see some beta footage as well once that does drop. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.